Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today going to be flying the Aerosoft CRJ700 since we're flying for Fly UK. And since I haven't really progressed in a while, I'm about 6.5 hours into my career, so I can still only fly the kind of basic aircrafts, the regionals, you might call them. And we're here at Birmingham, brought to you by UK 2000, and we're going to fly down to, I think it's MK Studios, Porto Airport. So it's a bit of a longer flight. We'll probably leave a bit of the cruise parts without any commentary, to the extent I can. I guess this one is a bit tricky in the sense that you don't have an auto throttle, right? So let's see. It's not a super long flight, but it's sufficiently long. The reason why I want to do long flights with this one is in order to actually get closer to getting to fly the A320s and the 737-800s and the Max, I think, and even the MD-88. I think they have in their lineup for the next class D. I think I'm class E now. Let me see. Now we're going to be opening all of these cargo doors. One there, and then one at the bottom. Sorry about that. This Aer Lingus ATR is covering us. Let's see. What we first of all need to do is have a look at our flight plans. I'm going to move this down so you don't have to see it simultaneously. The way we do this, if I'm not mistaken, is we go to performance. We check our passenger count. It's a very low passenger count today, 47 packs. We're aiming for zero fuel weight of 55.8. So a bit higher than what we have now. Let's see. Something like that should be good. And then in fuel, the block fuel is 9.9, so we'll bring it down to 10 about. We can have some extra. And now we should have a pretty good zero fuel weight. So we are beneath the landing, max landing and max takeoff. You can even have a max ramp, right? But it's very small difference, right? So I guess you really need to taxi before you can do the takeoff. So we can set the payload in the simulator as well. You can see our plane bounce. We can do the, sorry, I hit the mic. We can do the GSX setup. I don't think there's any need for stairs because we have the inbuilt one. And then sorry about that, guys. Unnecessary coughing. And then as a next step, what we can do, we'll keep this open. We'll just turn on the aircraft itself. The batteries with this lovely CRJ. It's a very, I mean, I've heard bad things about the CRJ. A lot of pilots don't seem to like it, but I kind of like the layout of it. I don't think it's that bad. But I guess if the pilots don't like it, there's a good reason for it. Ground power card, is that removed? Yeah, so then we have to do it like that, and then we get it connected rather quickly. But that's nice. We also have, what's that? Jet 2 737. So not a lot of traffic, or there is a lot of traffic, but it doesn't seem to be at this airport. Now, since we do have the AC, we can connect there. Let me see, can we do these? Put them to on, the aircon, recycling air. What else? We need to do these, we can put on low. Nav lights on. No smoking. Arm those. We even have this nice HUD, which I'm not sure we'll be using, but we have it. Let's actually, before we do GSX, I'm gonna do, because I got so tired of this Pack X thing, so I got the Luke Air tool. It's a free tool. It looks very nice. You have announcements. I made some custom setups, I think only for Metro Air now and Fly UK, but I want to see how it works. So bear with me, might have missed something. I wasn't able to replace all the announcements either, because I couldn't find good kind of replacements for that. So we can, oh, I need to go and do that. Let me just quickly fix that. Air tool settings, account, activate. Oh, you can even activate so you get a plus. Current sim, P3D. Packs loading speed set to 1. And you can have altitude triggers, and then we have SimBrief username. And I always forget my SimBrief username. So we'll set auto sync on pack sim start. That's crazy. Okay, let's see sync data. Does it give us anything? Use SimBrief. Okay, you have to press use SimBrief, sorry. Let's see how this works. So look at this. And imagine this is a free tool, and already I kinda like it a lot. We're doing the CRJ, right? Let me see if we have it's not perfectly working, of course, but it works very nicely. Commercial, sim, P3D, model. I haven't checked that thing. We don't even have the manufacturer. Damn it. Well, let's see. Flight type, commercial. We have our route. We have our PAX number. We can verify route. We can go next. What's this virtual airline? Fan Sky. That's pretty cool that they have that. And I made my own. So let me. You don't want to scroll like that. You want to do it like this. Then Fly UK custom. We'll do auto announcements because I just want to see how it works, and I want to show you how it works. So let's see. We could do next. Looks pretty good. Gate closes 30 minutes before departure. Loading. Now look at this. This is pretty cool. Okay, so you can have a smaller one or a bigger one. And I think we should be able to see our landing rate as well. And I think you can press here to get some specific announcements. Okay, it's boarding relatively quickly. We can put it down. We don't need crew. Boarding passengers now. me see here.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, a very warm welcome on board. Just a reminder about hand luggage. Small bags may be kept underneath.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty quick.
All other items must be placed into an overhead locker. Please place your bags right
So
inside the locker as they can sometimes fall out and may injure someone.
maybe not the
If your bag has
best.
wheels,
I hope we
please put
can
in wheels
slow it
first.
down with the settings somehow.
Appreciate your assistance
Because I
by
felt
closing
like
the overhead
this
lockers once they are completely full.
was super quick
If you are
boarding.
seated in an emergency exit row or a front row bulkhead seat, all of your items must be placed into an overhead locker, as the floor area around your seat must be kept completely clear. Your seatbelt can
And
now
look at
be
this, we can
fastened
loop
with
boarding
fasten.
audio and increase ambient sound. So now it sounds like we have some people here in the back. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's see. We wanna actually get going today and do a flight. So I'm once again gonna open up our flight plan. And we'll start doing, let me just check, because we need to put these to nav.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Passenger bus is coming, that is happy days. We can take this position, insert it, go to flight plan, because I don't think there's a sim brief import function here. Add the Porto one. And we'll also, just because that's actually the worst thing to forget, we'll have to fetch bookings from our Skytrack. So we can start the selected flight, and it should now be pre-flight on blocks. What else? Alternate might be good to put in as well. Less. In terms of a route, but let's do the 1204, that's our flight number. Let's do departure. We are departing from our runway 15 with the CPTY. We are arriving at, let me see, is there anything? Maybe we should do the, maybe we can do the flight plan part first. Y321 to Pepis, and then from Pepis with the Q41 to Sam. M195 to Lorku, and then direct to Low T, direct to LTEP, and UT 328 to Aspor. Which it can't find. So let me actually have a look now. So arrival, we're doing 3-5. Before we start setting that up, I just want to do the pilot to ADC one, aka importing the flight plan. Sorry about that. I was out drinking yesterday with some friends, so yes, my voice has taken a beating. One of the reasons why one should not drink. Let me see. 3-5 is our arrival. We are doing the ASPO 6C one. Now we should have a nice photo reel the full way, so that's gonna be nice. In terms of approach, we have the VR one, but I guess the RNAV one will be more interesting. We can do the Akulu, so we get a straight in. I think we should change this to sky ways, I think. And now I know I do this every time I fly with this airline, but I always manage to forget the call sign. Skyways, yeah, good. Or I don't trust that I remember it. So we'll connect.
Information Romeo.
And file.
50 Zulu lines are 16.
And we'll switch from the 80s. And we'll move this one down so you don't have to watch it. So we can be back in the sim instead. I'm just gonna check what do I have. God, I have so many files open. Or not files, but browsers. Okay, so to do this correctly, ASPOR 60s, we had that. We're doing the RNAV. We're doing the Akulu. We can execute. Well, let me see now how it looks. There should basically be no discontinuities. So LTEP and ASPOR should be connecting. For me, I forgot to just connect those. And now we have that. And let me go to the menu. Actually, not the menu, the index. I thought this is the index. Now I need to realize how performance, right? So here we have flex temp, for example. So let's see if we have that in the cell temp 48. That's very, wait, what? Not allowed? Is it because it needs to be F48? Is it too high? Now I don't remember, and I'm actually gonna do a quick check in the manuals, because this could be something that's not implemented. So let me see, flex temp could be in the FMS manual actually. Oh, there's no CRJ profile available. That sucks. So I guess you can't populate that. It's funny though, because the FNC manual is from an older version, where the EFB was the FSX one. Good times. Or the older version of the CRJ. Okay, if we can't do the flex temp, fine. We'll just proceed doing the passenger weights. Check cargo as well. What's that? That's a 134, 1365. So that's good, and we can just do 10,000 in terms of the fuel. Gross weight of 658, which should be maybe a tiny bit above what I had in mind. No, it's actually correct, I think. Yeah, it's very correct. Can we go up 39,000 feet with this one? I think so, but still very interesting. Let me see, CRJ 700 cruising altitude 4,100. Okay, or 40,000, or 41,000. So let's see, and Alternate cruise altitude. I guess you would want to populate something there. The question is what? Um, the question is what? Maybe we can just put 20,000, see if that works. Not 200,000. Anything else to populate here? I guess we could put in all these for the dew points and stuff. -5. Sorry, we need to do it this way. And then I guess we should put the different winds at the different points. I'm gonna put in something. And let's see. It's like 038. I'm not sure if this is the way to write these, but we'll try. 3, 4, 5. At 40 for the cruise. And for the descent, 3, 4, 6. I don't know where you're supposed to. Is it like the average, or how would you in real life do these? Reserves and taxi fuel. Let's just have a look. Fin reserves. Looks reasonable. VNAV setup. Nothing specific. We don't need to activate anything. Skyways 4003. Ready to copy. IFR clearance.
Skyways 4003 is cleared to Lima Papa Papa Romeo.
Okay, and let's
Followed by
see.
CPT to Yankee departure.
Seems like everything is kind of ready, which is happy days. So I'm really looking forward to getting going. We just want to do the.
Flight level 060 via the departure.
We want to actually start the
Expected
APU
fire clearance is 3 minutes after departure.
with the beacon
Charge
on.
director on 131.0.
And then what else do we want to do?
Skyways 4003 is cleared to Lima Papa Papa
Start
Romeo.
that.
Climb via the CPT to Yankee departure, with the CPT transition, then as filed. Climb to flight level 060 via the departure. Expect higher clearances 3 minutes after departure. Radar director
got
on
that on auto.
131.0. Squawk 5036.
Put on TFC. Can we move this one? This, I think that's the way to hide it.
Altimeter is 3032 ground on 121.8 Skyways 4003.
Okay, let's have a look. They are giving us the flight level 060. So not a very high flight level. It should actually go down from our standard one. Expect higher clearances 3 minutes after departure. Squawk 5036. Where is squawk? And it's this one. We need to do it like this. 5036. There we go. Let's just have that so it's ready. What else? What else do we need to do? Yeah, the performance. So in terms of the actual V speeds, I know we can do it through this one. We'll do flaps 8. Let's set all, but let's also verify them by actually having a look at the takeoff one. So if we're looking at a pressure altitude, don't you have to calculate the pressure altitude? Well, let's say it's around 0 more so. And in terms of degrees, what can it be? 10, 6. So below 10. Flaps 8. Should be 113. What does this take even into account the weight of the aircraft? No, this is much lower weights. And we are at like 65,000. So let's get to 65. 65. Well, it's kind of similar. 123. And I'm gonna follow actually not these ones, but I'm just gonna verify them that they are, because these are lower, so it's better to take the one that are a bit higher, just to make sure I think at least it's better to do those, just to avoid any mishaps. We'll close.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
Okay, we're closing all the doors. And let me just see. APU is up and about. Do we need to... Now I'm thinking like APU bleed. Is there anything specific? Mainly because I can't remember it. I don't think so in terms of bleed air. So what we'll just do is we will, I think, disconnect that. So it's removed. Wheel chocks is in place. We can remove those. We can leave this to charge since we won't be using that. We have the V speed set. If you wanted to set them otherwise, you would use these ones. We need to do one important thing, and that's checking our altimeter 3033. So setting our baro to 127, sorry. That's the HPA 127. Anything new, 160 at 8. I guess, you know, taking into account wind and stuff, that would also of course affect the V speeds. But I guess if you have wind blowing towards you, that would have a decreasing effect. So yeah, not 100% sure. I'm fully on board here. The hydraulics. I think we can put those all on auto. I'll have a look on the outside. Looks pretty good. I'll prepare for pushback and departure. We will be, and we can also ask actually for pushback clearance. Skyways 4003 ready for pushback. And we'll be taxiing for quite a while, unfortunately.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Well, we better be ready for pushback. That's good news. And let's see how this this one works. The Luke tool.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin
The
inserted.
plane is now boarded, but we're still standing still. It's very nice, this one, seeing the passengers like this. I mean, it's very similar to Pack X, but it's just working, which is so nice to have that for kind of immersion purposes. And nice with the ambient sounds as well. Don't think we need to anti-ice or anything, so that's good. Locking gear. This is a really nice livery actually, I really like this one. Facing southwest. We'll just do facing southwest, let's see how it works. Worst case scenario, they push us back really weird. We'll release up parking brakes.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Start at will. Good news. We'll start the right engine first. The N2 value is rising. It's above 15. Can hear the engine starting. Happy days. And this should be pretty okay, right? West is there, so if they just push us like this, we can then go to the right. And let me actually check, because the one's performance info I wanted to see was actually... we have a lot of info here, right? And bleeds closed, and go around trust settings, but I wanted to see cruise. So you have climb. So 3.9. Will this be possible? That is the question.
Please set parking brakes.
So with a weight of... I guess we can do it, but I would want to see... I want to see the speed table, what we should set kind of the... Is it the N1 value, I guess it would be? By the way, I could have been looking at the wrong CRJ. That could have been the reason for getting the lower numbers. I just realized. God, there's so many versions, right? 5.5, 700, 900,000.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
We'll confirm a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect. Unlocking gear.
Let's see now. Starting our second engine. Okay, we did a bit too soon. Any news on these, or are they automatic as well?
Tow truck disconnected.
Maybe it starts doing taxis. That maybe the status on ground. I'm not gonna press anything of these because I want to see what's kind of automatic. At least the welcome message has played. So that's good news. And we have a up and about engine. That's good. It's very good. Taxi lights. Have a good trip. We hope to have a good trip. Probes. Are those on? No, but now they are. Good, because we don't want to get the problem with the airspeed. Let's see, we can do... as the next step, we can shut these off, aka the APU. The GSX guy is leaving us. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. And then, let's see. Sorry, it's always when I use my flaps the first time it starts moving my view. So we do flaps 8. Trim setting. It's just a bit too high, maybe 7 could be good. Does it have any suggestion on what to use in performance? 7.1. We can use that. And nothing else. We'll release the parking brakes and get taxiing after asking for taxi clearance, of course. Skyways 4003 ready to taxi.
Skyways 4003 taxi to runway 15 via taxiways with
Yeah, it's the same I had in mind as well.
hold short runway 15.
Let's see, we're
Taxi
gonna
to
add
runway 15 via taxiways with
some thrust.
Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 15 Skyways 4003.
no, wait. What am I checking now? Settings? Audio? Oh, this is just like how far they have gotten. The only thing I am wondering now is when I'll get the next of the announcement. Do we have to press it ourselves? Maybe we can do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now demonstrate to you the safety features of this aircraft. As
Not
your
too bad
safety
doing that
are concerned,
manually
and the safety
anyway.
features may differ from other aircraft, we
We'll
ask
put
for
on
your
the
full
weather radar
attention
and not
as carriers
turn
move
too
into
much. Sorry about that. It's always hard when you can't see what's going on.
This is your seatbelt. To fasten, insert the metal tip into
Should have
the
let that
buckle
done it
and
automatically.
tighten
Would have
the
been
belt
interesting
by
to see
pulling
when
on
it.
the buckle strap. To unfasten, lift the metal flap. Whenever the seatbelt sign is
We want to
on,
arm
you
the
must
thrust
hold
reversers, which will do takeoff and landing.
secure. Should an oxygen mask
I
like
think this
drop
is.
from the compartment above your seat,
Is that radar?
immediately pull the mask firmly towards you.
No, that's
Place the
RA
mask over
test.
your nose and mouth with the headband
There, it's
tightly
radar
around
and
your head
terrain.
and breathe normally. Place your own mask
I'll keep it
firmly
on
on your
radar. I doubt there'll be any terrain for us to worry about.
Your life vest is under your seat.
Right is clear. No other
Slip on
traffic.
the waistband and pull it tight.
This one taxis pretty well actually. I kind of like this CRJ in that sense.
To inflate runway. Do not
Let's have a
inflate
look
runway
if our
until
flight
you
controls
exit,
can be
as this will
checked.
slow down the evacuation flow. Your life vest has an oil tube for further inflation. The light
So
goes
elevator
on when
seems to be
contact with water.
functioning.
And here's
Ailerons
to
looking
pilot
good.
attention. Evacuation
Rudder as
slides
well.
are located at all exits.
Let's
Please
be a bit
note
cautious
flight
here
and
because we
emergency
have a
exits on the
freighter.
exits are located.
Don't turn here, please.
They
Don't
are
turn
being
this
pointed
way.
out to you now, bearing in mind that the nearest exit
Thank
may be
God.
behind you. During evacuation, leave your hand
What
luggage.
brand is this one?
If smoke is present, keep
And
low
what?
and follow the path lines to the nearest exit.
This
and
is
in.
probably a 300, 400. Because you don't have the winglets, but you do have the modern engines. So it's probably a 300 freighter.
Passengers seated next to an emergency exit
It's a for 300 maybe. G EMCL, is that one? Yeah, EMCL 300 freighter. Nice, I was able to get that right. Somewhat at least. Well, now we're taxiing relatively quick. Okay, let's continue. Plane boarded. Why no sound on seatbelt on? So odd. Did we have the boarding audio playing? Okay, I'm not gonna move that right now. Let's see, we'll learn as we go. Oh, here we have prepare for boarding, boarding complete. Plane boarded. This is how you have to do it. So that was my problem. Okay, let's see. Okay, pretty cool settings. Anything else? I think we are moving. Yeah, because I think it can see us. That's good. I still need to learn this one. I don't need to have it always on top, so I'll move that. Okay, we don't need the flight control one. I think the normal one is that. Let's brake a bit, make sure we have TCAS. TCAS is off, so we need to get that on. And the way to do that is like that. TA only, that's fine. At least I think it is since we're on the ground. And that's a bit weird, why can't I see the front tire moving any? It's just very odd. Could be a setting, of course. Tiller. I guess they don't have a separate tiller. Setting. Did they have a sim brief connection here, by the way? Ground colors. Nah. Use steering axis. Yes, please. Please let me use that. Oh, we almost went into the grass. Being a naughty pilot now, not following the important stuff. Okay, I was able to by mistake hit the trim switch. I'll put nav in arm. In terms of actual selection of what data to use, aka nav source, we can use that. And let's see what we will use. I think speed is the one to use, because that will be a climb function, right? So maintaining a specific speed. I'm not gonna do anything with it yet, but yeah. Let's keep that in mind. We only have a toga and a max power. Yeah, let's see, I think we can go here and we should soon get our handover, if we didn't already. Not yet, because we aren't by the runway yet. But let's see. Turning in here.
Skyways 4003 contact tower on 118.3.
Yeah.
Tower on 118.3 Skyways 4003.
Okay. Skyways 4003, ready for takeoff.
Skyways 4003 minutes are 160.
Landing lights, strobe.
Runway 15
TCAS is on.
5036.
It's all good.
Cleared
And
for
we can
takeoff.
keep on those.
15 squawking 5036 Skyways 4003.
Let's see if I can make any sense of this one. Okay, we can do that. Maybe VS. FMS. Is it activated, the nav? I think it is. Well, let's see here. So we need to have those. Flight director, and I'm just gonna do a quick sanity check. We'll line up here in the middle. Okay, and then let's see. Anything else? Nope. Okay, it will be interesting to see how this kind of reacts. Not that one actually, it's this one I wanted to check. Because we have these different nav sources. And it seems to be activated, so that's good. Oh, I think it's because we're basically gonna be flying. We have to intercept, right? That's why. Well, let's give it a shot. Okay. Engine's spooling up nicely. Climb. Toga. Airspeed alive. So we're at 60 knots. Check. 80 knots. Check. 100 knots. Check. 120. Check. V1. Rotate. Yeah, let's see how. Okay, there we go. Gonna activate the nav mode. We are climbing. Gear is coming up. Looks like we have it captured, I think. We can go flaps 0. Shut the recognition lights. We can change the climb. We can try to trim a bit.
Radar director on 131.0.
Did it trim automatically? That's interesting. Got it on 7.1, I think, at least.
Radar director Skyways 400.
Let me just have a look.
Flight level 060.
Looks good.
Skyways 4003, good morning.
And that's the one we want to aim for.
003 slow to 210 knots or less. Wilco Skyways 4003.
Okay, they want to slow down, we'll slow down. And they want us to turn. You can see our vertical, so route 1. We can add some more thrust. We're climbing slowly, since we only have a 6,000. Let's see. Still looking good. We are flying a bit slow. Now we got the 6,000 clearance. So I'll raise it a bit. I think we can now aim for 250, but let's see. Oh, altitude's captured already.
Center on 118.77, take care Skyways 4003.
And what we can actually do now is go to let the autopilot
003 climbing to flight level 060.
take control. It's a bit slow. I'm gonna remove that.
Descend and maintain flight level 060 Skyways
will
4003.
We'll slow down quite a bit. Yeah, 60.
Descend and maintain flight level
Going to
060
standard.
Skyways 4003.
And now we should be climbing to capture it. Anything else we should? We don't need these armed. We can soon turn off the landing lights. I'm gonna just check quickly what the or when the plan is to get a higher clearance. 'Cause one thing I'm thinking of is asking for that. 'Cause I don't want to be for 40 nautical miles at 6,000 feet. That's nuts. So we're gonna have the co-pilot do that because he's better at getting through.
Skyways 4003 request climb to flight level 390.
Skyways 4003
They just ignored us.
118.47 enjoying your morning.
Center on 118.47 Skyways 4003.
They're so kind, these controllers. I'll add a bit more speed so we can actually get to a bit of a higher. But yeah, here we are flying over beautiful UK. A bit of fog or very light kind of overcast. Yeah, we still need to wait for the. I just hope it hasn't bugged out. They just have a tendency to bug out. Why is it per default 6,000 feet for these many nautical miles? Don't they want you to go higher? Maybe it's just the specific procedures for the UK. We can shut the passenger sign, and I'm just gonna play around a bit with this one. We play boarded. I guess that's the route. How much is left? Oh, they make it quicker, maybe that's why. Let's try 5, see if that's better. Speed wise we are maintaining 240, so that's good. Yeah, no clue actually. I'm gonna close that again.
Well, a very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hannah Clark, and it's my great pleasure to be your customer service manager on board your flight today.
Let's see if
I'd
we
like
are.
to add my personal welcome
Okay,
to
already
you all, and welcome back
250
our
almost.
executive club members and other world frequent flyers.
I'm just slightly gonna slow down.
Please let one of us know. As the captain has already mentioned, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated, and they must be securely fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is on. We are about to start our onboard food and drink to all customers.
Status in
This will be followed
flight.
by an opening of our high life shop. Please do take a moment to have a look at your brochure, which can be found in your seat pocket. Please do not hesitate to ask any questions for assistance throughout the flight. You can find us in the galley or
Should
by
slow
using
down
the
even
button.
more. Just afraid we're gonna burn through our fuel like crazy. At this altitude, going this slowly. What I do think we should do is, of course, check our cruising. I couldn't find a good quick reference on that. But we should check that Fly UK has actually started tracking this one. I need to check com 2. They have some check after 2 hours. You need to change the nav 2 in order to not get a rejected PIREP. Find that a bit annoying, but I guess there's a reason for it, right? To not have people just do the all-nighters kind of, while other people are actually flying their hours. So I can see that makes sense. I just realized we never did the fire detection test. But oh well, oh well. Let's see, 20 nautical miles. If we don't soon start getting those higher clearances, let's reassess maybe. Sorry, I need to close. But good, we're in recording, we're in flight, we're flying the right aircraft. In that sense, all is good. And let's have a look actually at what we will be flying for this virtual airline. Sorry, there's not much to see outside. Still kind of a... I'm actually gonna move away from that so I don't press anything here by mistake. They have the Havilland, Cessna, Kodiak. They have the Aerospatiale, but it's only the 42-600. Would have been nice if you could have a 500 as the to kind of use that instead. But I'm actually gonna check if they do have. I know some of them, you know, they do have, and then they switch, right? Microsoft Flight Sim became more popular. 24, right? Let me see, ATR. Carenado, let's see. Unfortunately, nothing in terms of using the ATR. Still looking pretty good. We are maintaining speed and altitude. What else? I don't think that much else actually to... Couldn't find anything about Carnado one being used by Fly UK. Would have been nice to add that to the list of planes to use, but can't have them all. But I want to see the ATR 72500 cockpit. So I think the main problem is from the Carnado point of view, right, is that they have made a really shit FMC. And of course that all the systems are basically just switches without any true meaning. The ATR-700 though has a really nice cockpit, to be honest. Here's I found an interesting one, ATR. Let me actually bring it up for you guys. ATR. If I can find it on, I found it on my phone, but I was seeing all these different versions. So I guess this is a simulator with only one FMC. Do we have any real aircraft? So wait, let me move away from that. God, now we can at least see a bit around us. Shouldn't we now be getting any clearances to hire? Oh, because we haven't switched, of course.
Climb to flight level 140 Skyways 4003.
4003 140. We can go to climb mode and speed. Yeah, that's the plan.
Skyways 4003.
Okay, let's see if we can. It's weird because we haven't switched.
Center Skyways 4003 climbing to flight level 140.
I don't know why the co-pilot sometimes just decides to stop working for me. It's really one of the most annoying parts. Co-pilots change frequency. So yeah, I do have him signed up to do all of these different things, but he just doesn't care. Okay, let's see. So the IS mode, or speed mode as it's called, seems to be working relatively well. We are climbing. And now let's see if I can find a interesting one that I thought, or at least that I thought had a very interesting setup. Could be that it's the normal one. Let me see, ATR 42300 cockpit. So I found one, I think it was Norway. This one.
My name is Hannah Clark, and it's my great pleasure to be your customer service manager on board your flight today. I'd like to have my personal welcome
Hey,
to
that's
you all,
something
and welcome back our
automatic.
executive club members and other world frequent flyers. If there's anything we can do to make your journey more comfortable, please
Oh,
let
it's
one
the
of us know.
duty-free thing.
As the captain
So
already
this
mentioned,
one,
we recommend that you keep your seatbelt
like look at
fastened
this
when entering
GPS
the
here,
and they must be
these
securely
two.
fastened to an end of the
It's a very
seatbelt
kind of
sign.
basic
We are about to start our onboard food and drink tour,
in that
customers.
sense.
This will be followed
I
by
mean,
an
most of
opening
it's,
our highlight
but
shop.
it's like ATR 42300, right?
Your brochure, which can be found in your seat pocket. Please do not hesitate
Okay,
to
and
ask
we
any
can, I
customers
think,
to see
increase
you
the
throughout
speed
flight.
a bit.
You can find us in the galley or by using your call button. I hope you enjoy your flight with us today. Thank you.
I think 270 should be a pretty good climb speed, but let's see. But let's see if we get
Skyways 4003 climb to flight level 220.
Climb to flight level 220 Skyways 4003.
220. Now I need to, sorry, I had forgotten about that. And I need to close it like this. That's the only way it's gonna work. Are we still flying the speed mode? Shouldn't you be slowing down? And the way it should be slowing down is by climbing higher, or with a higher pitch. So that's the only way it can. It doesn't have an auto throttle, right? Otherwise that would be a independent unit controlling it. We still have about 2 hours left for our destination ETA, so let's see how that will go. We're going up to 2220. And we're climbing quite high now in order to decrease our speed. It just took a while for it to kind of kick in. Let's see if I can. Or let's see how the aircraft responds to doing following the IAS now.
003 climb to flight level 300.
Climb to flight level 300.
It's responding,
4003.
albeit slow as hell. We're basically gonna be stalling out before it's respond. I don't know why the IAS mode is off on this one. 300. And I'm gonna put this up to 390 because that's what we're gonna be getting in terms of our cruising altitude. And then the big thing with once we reach that is to find the right setting on the throttle manually. That's gonna be the key. Bingo, do we have a high power schedule? Because we don't have any sort of... Or maybe, what's this Collins? Let me check. Well, let me check, what's this HGS? Let me just see the speeds. Yeah, this is not looking good. It just seems to have such a huge problem following this. I don't know if this is bad Aerosoft implementation or... I do want to see how the J-Roll on one handles this. I'll probably do a flight at some point soon. Now we're at least increasing in speed, but I really want to find GS. Stand flight director, pry, takeoff. The only thing I'm wondering is that if that does have any impact on anything for that matter, but can't seem to find any, at least not in the aircraft operating manual, so that's a bit, maybe it's called something else, that could be the reason. The center instrument panel, and then it should be the lower. So number 18 is the head-up guidance control system. Ah, that's the one, HGS, of course. Of course, that's me being really... So that's why it has mode. Well, that's pretty cool. So you can control that. So yeah, we're still climbing, albeit very slowly. Ah, let's have a look on the outside. Looks like we have some wearing weather. Some pretty nice mix, or maybe not big mix of clouds, but just a lot of white. And actually I changed my exposure settings in P3D, but I'm not sure I've noticed too much of a difference. I'm gonna do something I rarely do, just check quickly live graphics. Doesn't really, because I have auto exposure on as well, I guess, so that would potentially at least affect it. But good. Let's see. What else do we have? Class D, that will be the Airbus A320s. 737-800s. Is the Max also here? The Max 8. And the Douglas MD-88. Well, Class C will give you the Airbus A321. And the 757-200s. And the Class B will give you the Airbus A330. With the tow list, they even have the tow list one for that, so if I ever get up to that level, should definitely try that out. But the 767, 787, and both the 8 and 900, A350, 900, probably also explain version. They do have that. But now I'm interested in checking what, like when you're searching for a flight. So my crew page. Can you check flight search? So I do wonder if they have any that are like, and I'm basically searching on Fly UK's flight search to see if they have any short haul with the long haul aircrafts. So if we take the A330-300, we can start with that. Oh, sorry, now I had the wrong class. Any class required. We have some shorter ones, New York, Miami, New York, 3 hours, so that's the shortest I could find. So not gonna be flying that a lot for Fly UK. The 900 then.
Skyways 4003, climb to flight level 390.
390.
Climb to flight level 390, Skyways 4003.
Landing light should have been off for a long time ago. I forgot that, to be honest. Okay, so the A390, does it have any Miami Lima? It's 5 hours and 45, so no short ones. God damn, I'll never have time to do this. If I'm gonna record them, I'll like record the beginning and then I'll pause it for you guys. That's the only way it's gonna work. Let's see the A350. 2 hours and 45, Helsinki, London. That's so cool that they have that with the A350. Okay, so that's the shortest one. Well, that's still okay. I can imagine myself doing that at some point. Maybe not often though. 747-400, that's the freighter. They don't have the passenger left. No success. Wait, what? We found 0 flights matching your... But I'm pretty sure they're still using the freighter. God damn. Okay, I found some with the ordinary 747-800. And all of them are super long flights. We're talking 8 hours. Okay, so what else? 757. Some more reasonable ones. Innsbruck, London. Innsbruck, Manchester. Manchester, Chambéry. Chambéry, what's that one? I never actually... Chambéry Airport in Savoy. Okay, that's pretty cool. Doesn't seem to be a big one though. Do we have it in P3D? We do have it in P3D. France VFR actually. And that would be nice, getting a France VFR airport. I don't have any of those. It looks very... okay. It's it's probably nice, but it's nothing like special. How much is it on Just Flight? 16 euros. What else? Lanzarote is a pretty okay 4 hours of flight. Vancouver, Anchorage 4 hours. 2 hours and 45. Okay, they have a lot of nice ones. Chicago, Denver. Denver, Chicago. 2 hours. A lot of these American ones are really nice. Okay, the 767-300. Toronto, Vancouver, Denver, Vancouver is pretty short, 2 hours and 30. So that's nice. That I'll definitely be pleased doing one flight. And then the 777s. What are those? Or what do they have? They have some very short ones. Zurich, London, for example. Rome, London, that's 3 hours. Zurich was only like 1.5, right? Grand Cayman, Montego Bay. Now I'm looking at all the different variants. So some nice ones. Okay, but that's really nice to see actually. I really like when they have at least some options. Doesn't have to be a many, but some. Okay, all the 787s then. Yeah, Amsterdam, London. London, Barcelona. So they also have some nice ones. They seem to be utilized more, while the other ones are for like only the specific sub-airlines of Fly UK. And what is the McDonald's MD-88 flight? That must mainly be Canadian routes, right? Yeah, it's all Canadian routes. I need to get some Canadian photo really if I'm gonna be utilizing that, or I need to generate with ortho to be honest. But okay, I think that was it in terms of the heavies. I'm actually gonna quickly focus on the game again. I've been having it open in the background, saying no.
Center on 120.15. Have a good morning.
Center on 120.15 Skyways 4003.
Seeing it looks somewhat reasonable. The only thing I'm worried about actually is the speed now. Center on 2. I hate that we have to do this manually because our co-pilot has stopped responding to us, which means it's a big annoyingness. Now we're contacting Brest.
Center Skyways 4003 at flight level 365.
Does this work? It does work. That's nice. Are we flying higher? We are, albeit very slowly. Oh, what's our fuel situation? We're coming up on oh, that's gonna take a while. We'll have to use Lorco as our and then have a look quickly at our flight plan. So Lorco is saying that we should have been at, let me use my touch screen since I have one. It's saying estimated fuel on board at 7.1. We're now at 6.8, so we are seemingly on track, but until low T we should only lose 2,000 pounds of fuel, so we should be at 5. And once we land we should be at 3.6. It's not gonna be a lot of fuel. This sounds dangerously low. Now let me have a look why it's giving us this low. And actually let me have a look. Everything's set correctly here, but I'm wondering what's the weather report report on this flight. I want to see the... Oh, sorry guys. I want to scroll down and see the map. So they are showing us... And now I actually need to check, because which direction is which. I think the way you read it is, so this gives us the wind speed, and this minus is the temperature. We know the flight level by looking here, and the direction is, so we should have some, I think it's coming from south, right? South to north. I do think that's the way to look at it, but let me have a look, because I think our flight plan stated a bit of a different. So they're saying 1/6 at 8, so that would mean, well, not south, but a bit southeast-ish. Does that align with our... well, it's not far off, I guess. This is saying... Let me think about this quickly. It increases that way, right? So south. Let me see here. South increase on the left side. 160. It should be from there, right? But it's saying it's coming from basically where we're heading. Interesting. Very interesting. Our passenger needs help. Come on. Can I? What can I do? Can I do anything? How do you... Cabin crew turned on. Oh, was that the problem? I didn't turn on the cabin crew. Jesus Christ. What is my cruise altitude trigger? Okay, now we are almost at our altitude. We're getting there slowly and steadily. Oh, now they're getting help because I toggled.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has now turned on the Wi-Fi for you to access. Please check the seat pocket for Wi-Fi information. If you need any assistance, ask for one of our crew members. Thank you.
And let me just move this one. Because we're at 39, which is of course a bit different. 1/6 though, 1/8. And I guess we're at Brest, right? Quite cold, to be honest. Now here we can even see from exactly... Shouldn't be any bad weather though, so that's good. Should actually be clear weather, which it looks to be a bit further forward. Oh, now I need to know how to read these bigger ones. the forecast conditions. Moderate icing is forecast. Yeah, exactly, it's the icing ones I wanna learn. I need to learn how to read these ones, right? So that wouldn't that be saying 2000? Is that how it is with 2? It's icing, or the upper combination symbol indicates moderate turbulence. So moderate turbulence is with the, as I'm reading the SIGWEX interpretation, so that would be moderate turbulence. Okay, let's see, we are soon at our altitude, but not really getting there because this one is being super annoying for no apparent reason. Now I think we could. Yeah, we should be climbing, so can we please get to our altitude? What's this one? 1.5 bank? We won't need that, right?
Center on 124.72,
Skyways 4003.
Center on 124.72.
Center Skyways 4003 at flight level 390.
Is that the N1 value it's suggesting? 83.8? Will that be able to keep us from overspeeding? Perhaps? Perhaps it will. How much is it left now compared to our burn? Well, we have burnt about 1,300 to load, and then we should be aligned. I am gonna decrease just a tiny bit, nothing crazy, just to get us to a bit. I think we're going a bit fast for our aircraft type. Should be fine, of course. It should be fine. So let's see. But I am gonna leave it at this, and I'll be back very shortly. Let me see if I have. Well, I need to have something that I can kind of watch, right? Something like this, maybe. Perfect. See you in a jiffy.
Center Skyways 4003 and flight level 390.
And I'm back. Let's see. I noticed we had been given a new control.
Center Skyways 4003 at flight level 390.
God, I hate having to do this manually. We have about 30 minutes of flight time left in the best of worlds. Let's see a bit what this one plans. So it's this one would say at LTEP still at 3.9 and then it's a descent, and I think I kind of tend to agree. While Pilot ADC wants to at least give the descent clearance halfway towards LTEP. While we wait, let's do our approach, so we have that done and don't feel like we need to stress with that. We're doing the RMP to runway at 35. This is how it looks in ChartFox. Not sure how updated this is, December 2021. Maybe there hasn't been a change, hopefully not. In terms of the speed, let me check actually what does LPV localize performance with vertical guidance. How does the LPV approach have lower minimas than the LNAV, VNAV? Is it because you have the localizer? In many cases, the newly implemented approaches allow for the equivalent of Category 1 ILS capability applications which previously could not support or justify the cost of an ILS installation. Okay. That's pretty cool. I guess we're not the slowest. Maybe we can do around a B, Category B, I would say, this aircraft. Probably something around like that. And then we need to set the minima, which we do set here. So we choose decision height. And then we select .206. So we have decision height set. I'm gonna change also our viewpoint so we can see a bit around. Looks pretty nice. I don't know why, but the only thing actually, I mean, the clouds themselves you can have all sort of criticism, but I mean, it looks quite fine. You can see reflections, you can see shadows, and they look fine. It's just kind of how they are ordered and stacked together that sometimes make them look a bit odd, you know. It looks like I don't know. It's not like a painting, but it's just yeah, the 2D clouds don't really shine in that regard. Let me see then. So if we are doing a missed approach, proceed straight ahead. PR 544. Then turn left and proceed to Retmo holding. Climb to flight level 060. The transition altitude is 4,000 feet. The runway elevation is 227. And 227. Wait, that can't be the elevation. Runway to 227. How the hell can the runway elevation be? Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It was not 206. It's 253. Okay, that makes no sense. That's just me who's being a bit too rookie here. So 253. Now the next questions was the landing data. Or is it the same on all these CRJs? Aren't there different CRJs? So we're doing 4-5. So if we're doing landing gear down, flaps 45, and we'll have a weight of, let's see, what's the assessed weight? 594, so we need 60,000. We would have a VREF of 125. Pressure altitude. Okay, and we can see the landing distance that we can kind of achieve. We have V1 and VT. I expect the refs and then the now what can you do here? And how do you put this one in? Let's actually check what the performance one says. So it's VT, I guess that's without the flaps, right? VREF 129. Interesting. Let's see. Apparently we have some weather information here, but I'm not going to press that. I want there to be a crash or similar. But look at this. We are now getting closer and closer. We're soon at our... No, we are at our top of descent. I don't know why we haven't gotten any top of descent. I hope it's still working though. Did I maybe switch a bit too late to the right frequency, or let's see, let's see. We've been able to maintain speed relatively well. We don't even have speed setting on, but we are very nicely maintaining. In terms of fuel situation, we are at 4,300, and we have a prog page on this one. We do. So we have estimated fuel on board. Does still look pretty good. But if we are looking at our flight plan, it's saying that at LTEP we should be at 4.1 estimated fuel on board, while the prog page is saying 4.1. Okay, okay, that's very good, that's very good. I was a bit worried for a while. And that's a bit around 80 nautical miles to go. Looking pretty nice out there. This must be Spain, right? Since it does enwrap Portugal in a way, apart from the coast. And we're going in from the north. That's how we end up in, or that's how we end up flying over Spain. Okay, let's see what else we should prep. I'm gonna arm these very early. It's a bit wrong per se, but it's better than nothing. It's funny, you can check also the passenger names. I guess you can do that in Pack X as well. A lot of Finnish names, that's very interesting, and some Swedish names. Why are there so many Finnish names? It's basically half the plane is filled with Finnish people. Very interesting. Let me see if we have a better. So what's this called? Luke Air Tool. Pack Sim manual. Maybe that one has some. Pack Sim overview. And let me see. 2, 3 mini mode. Your current scored. Announcement controls. Toggle cabin crew. If the button is glowing purple, this means that cabin crew is turned on. Also use this feature if you want to be by your computer while flying. Toggle Wi-Fi. In future this will go towards your passenger's satisfaction level. Right, 15 is the diversion. Good that we're not pressing that. Toggle ATC radio chatter. 17. Connected. FSUC is working. Yeah, good. And now let's see. Nothing else. What's this cargo? I'm just looking through the Luke Air Tool docs. Nothing interesting thus far. After LTEP, which is in 35 nautical miles, give or take, we'll be starting our descent. We're now only 159 nautical miles away. It is worrying me a bit. What did this one recommend in terms of starting descent? It's basically not giving a top of descent. So let me have a look, because we're gonna need an extra. We're at 150. We wanna get down at 110. So I'm gonna put that to, or sorry, at 10,000 or 11,000. 11,000, yeah. And wait, I'm just gonna open a window. Be right back. Okay. Now I think we're about 150 nautical miles below, actually, so we should start our descent. And the best way to do this, I think, is by doing the vertical speed, because that way we can ensure we're not descending too quickly. While at the same time we'll do it with 2000, and I'm gonna really pull back on the throttles. Nothing crazy, but enough to that there'll be an effect. I'll give it though that I do trust this plane more than the A330 of Aerosoft, not because it's bad, but because the LNAV issues I've had with that airplane. But let's see. see, I'm checking some of the forums here actually. Well, nothing too interesting. Also, I realized that this 700 I'm flying is actually the type of plane that crashed in the Washington. So in that sense, it's I guess rather fitting to be flying this. I mean, there it wasn't a plane problem, right? It just seems to have been the human error factor on someone's end, whom I don't know. Could just been a mistake as well. Unfortunately, very severe consequences. Okay, we're still descending. I don't think we are. Will be tight. Let's see if we can descend a bit more, maybe. I'm gonna put it to 90 as well, so yeah, 9,000 feet. And we can do 7,000 even, I think, to prepare for how low we'll be descending. I think the speed is fine. We can pull back a tiny bit, to be honest. Should hopefully help us a bit. We don't have a lot left now. Nautical miles 120. We're still at 30,000 feet, right? We're coming down here, northwestern Spain, northern Portugal. We haven't still gotten any input from the Madrid tower. And also, actually, Aerogenesis released their. Let me bring up Discord. Actually, I hope I can bring it up at least. They released their newest version, but it apparently seems to have a couple of different problems. So I'm gonna try it myself, but I just want to show the change log because it's quite nice, right? So they added the new updates from Laminar, more realistic cold and dark state, system depth, EFB, refueling and loading sequence via EFB, that's nice, visual improvements, great, chocks, CG settings, screen pop-outs, PW4000 engine option with custom sounds. I mean, this is really nice. I also downloaded it, I haven't installed it yet, but if you have a look at the file, I mean, they have some nice liveries as well. House, AirAsia, Air Canada, Cathay Pacific, Lufthansa. Not sure which ones are, of course, with the new engine type, but cool nevertheless. But yeah, just because I was really looking forward to that, and then hearing all these people have issues on the Discord, it's basically swamped with it. They even have an announcement on it. I don't have any problems at all. 7 votes, yeah. I might be actually getting the Tolis A330-900 just because it's gonna be more stable. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of people discussing here. Let's see if we have some nice screenshots of it though. Looks pretty good. The hotfix has been so they're still pushing out the hotfix. That's good. It will be very interesting to see. Is this X-plane or is this? Maybe it's X-plane. Can't really see how now, but it looks pretty nice. The inside. The window looks a bit weird here, but yeah. Just thought I would show you that. What else? Nothing else. I'm gonna close down Discord just to make sure I get that. You see, it is taking 0 point something CPU power, right? Having opened all these different browsers also, of course, taking a bit of it. Not really any good airports out on sale now. It's a bit, it's kind of the low period. They have some Just Sim ones which usually come on sale. I basically see their sale price as their normal price. But a lot of them are a bit dead. I mean, the ones I have from them, Antalya is pretty okay, but specifically I would say, now I'm trying to think, Stuttgart maybe, and what else do I have from them? I have a few actually. Let me check the Just Sim ones. I have Oslo, but I find it okay. But some of them, like Stuttgart, they look a bit lifeless. Or feel a bit. I guess all of them feel in a sense, just because they don't have too much extra. They are high quality. They're not bad. Let's not say that, but yeah, there's some parts I guess that could be better. Let's see now. Have we gotten any new clearances? We do not. Oh, and we're going very fast. Sorry guys, I've been really sleeping on the job here, if one could say that. Let's start slowing down. We want to get down to 4,000, and let's see if that's gonna work. We can hope. We cannot promise it's gonna work. Yeah, we're just a couple of thousand feet too high. We should still be able to make it because there's such a big between PR637 and the next. Okay, now we're getting the clearance, that's good. And we got a new assigned frequency as well, so we need to remember that. Okay, it wasn't that clear the weather as I thought it was gonna be. It's been quite...
Expect the ASP06 Charlie arrival with the ASPER transition for the RNAV approach to runway 35 with the Ecolo transition Skyways 4003 will cross ASPER at or above flight level 165 and then descend via the ASP06 Charlie arrival with the ASPER transition to cross
really
Ecolo
low.
at or above 4,000 feet altimeter.
We're not flying a
Skyways 4003 center
we're
on
not flying a precision approach. Well, almost a precision approach if it's the LPV, right? I guess it could be equal to a ILS category 1.
Center Skyways
but
4003 descending to 4,000 feet.
yeah, let's see. Okay, let's see. We're going from 637 to 655.
Skyways 4003.
Why do we have two lines going here? Is it just because it's popping out from the
Approach on
airport?
120.9er Skyways 4003.
So we have Akulu and then Asper. Is that maybe the issue? Oh yeah, we have it going twice. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's see which ones we can delete. We definitely not need that again. Nor that. Nor that. Akulu, so we're going Akulu to Aspor, which makes no sense. We don't want to go back to Asper, and we don't want to do Akulu an extra time. 5 for it.
Approach on 120.9
There we go.
Skyways 4003.
Now it looks much more sane. Counter approach on 120.9er. Okay, gonna try to get there fast, but it's super slow to use these. I should just use the in-game ones to change quicker, but we'll use
Approach Skyways 4003 descending to flight level 040.
okay, now we're on approach. I'm actually gonna add a bit of speed brake and change the view to an outside view. Let's see how it looks. You can see it kind of rising there as we give a tad bit of speed brake. We'll change the flight characteristics a bit on this Bombardier CRJ700. Okay, let's see. We want to be at 2000.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign as we will shortly be landing at our destination.
Oh, we hadn't, but now we have
Seat to make sure that all
10,000 feet. We'll add the lights. Nothing that will create drag.
row seats or in the emergency exit row should place all items in the overhead lockers, leaving the floor area around your seat completely clear. Please check
Looking
that your
pretty
seat
good.
is folded away and the seat is in an upright position with the armrests down.
What I
and
would
your
suggest
seatbelt is securely
doing
fastened. You may continue to use
is
handheld
changing
electronic
so that we
devices for
descend a
landing.
bit
These
slower.
must be held securely or placed into a pocket. Larger items, laptops must now be switched off and stowed away safely.
But without the
Please
speed
also
brake,
take a moment
because
to
we don't
remind
wanna
yourself of your nearest exit. Thank you.
we don't wanna use that too much. Okay, let's see. What else? What else? What else? Worked quite well though with some of these points. It's mainly the boarding music and the safety video I wasn't really hearing properly. Getting worse. Do we want to shut the Wi-Fi?
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wi-Fi access has now been turned off. Please make sure you have switched off your Wi-Fi on your device.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can test the cockpit voice recorder. Should be a green if you do 5 sec. Yeah. Nice. Okay, looking good. Let's make sure we don't have the same problem. PR43. Yeah, this one looks correct. That is very great news. We can keep it at 10 nautical miles. Are we still descending with almost idle thrust? We are. I'm gonna put on the or the taxi lights, recon lights. We can use the flaps at 230 in terms of the speed, so we should slow down a bit more if we want to utilize it. In terms of the approach itself, it starts with 4,000 feet at Akulu and then goes down to 3,000 at PR 542. And then it's a 3-degree glide slope. which means if we're going around 160, it's 835 feet per minute, or 140, 730 feet per minute. Should be good in other words, but let's see. I'll add a bit of thrust, nothing too crazy, but enough to start taking that into our calculations. I'm also gonna add flaps 1 maybe a bit soon, but let's see, we need to be a bit beneath it actually. Going up to 4,000. I'm not sure how this will work. Because we want to keep nav on. We don't have VNav, right? So that's a good one. Can we even do LPV without VNav? I do not know. What we can do is though put in the VOR, right? As long as the VOR is a sensible one, 1410. We actually have that inserted already, that's good news. Let's see if I can change nav 2 to 1410. Okay, I can't do that unfortunately. We're gonna have to add a bit more thrust, I realized. So we'll have to do this the other way. So 1, 4, 10. Let's add a bit more thrust. Because it's winter in Europe, we are basically flying in the clouds all the time. I can't even remember when I last saw the light. Or as if you watched Nosferatu, maybe Count Orlok would be like, it is a black omen to travel in clouds. Can't make his voice or do his voice justice. It's a very well played roleplay. Is it Bill Skarsgård, I think? Okay, let's see. Still looking good, we're at 4,000. And we'll stay at 4,000 until we get to Akulu. And then after that we can check. Is it 230 for 8 as well? Yes, and 420. Interesting. And then we have a huge drop before you can do flaps 30. Very good, very good. At least we are aware of that. Should this be arm? I think so. Maybe it's something I... Maybe... Could that have been why the wheel wasn't moving? Even though I didn't notice it. Does the wipers work? I don't think we'll have to use them. But it doesn't hurt to check. We can check again the weather. No precipitation. Temperature 13 degrees. Pretty good. It's only the clouds I'm a bit worried about. We should be fine. But it's just because I'm doing an approach I haven't really done before. Or a type of approach I haven't really done. I've mainly done ILSs with this one. It's going to be a bit interesting to see how it works. And how it descends. If I'm being very honest. And let me just check if I press approach, does anything happen? Nothing happens. That's I guess a tad bit concerning. Maybe we should taking that into account, and the fact that we don't wanna get into trouble, at least not unnecessarily, we can just quickly open up some of these manuals and do RNAV. Let's see, RNAV, do we have anything about that? How you fly that? Yet. RNAV. Maybe RMP. Okay, we'll be slowing down. RMP. Let's Google CRJ RNAV. Should be looking at RNAV. Okay, so we need to fly it with a vertical speed.
Skyways 4003, you are 16 nautical miles southeast of Francisco S.A. Cordero Airport. Cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 35.
Use the LNAV only minimums. Great. And those are probably quite a bit higher. 540 actually.
Cleared for the RNAV approach to runway 35 with the Ecolo transition. Skyways 4003, altimeter is 3024, tower on
Actually, the other one is
118.0,
480, not
Skyways
253. I don't know
4003.
why I'm... No, not up, down. God damn, this damn plane. Okay, I'm really gonna have to send this one going. Luckily we lost a lot of speed without tumbling down. I really thought it would... I guess the vertical speed
Contact
overrides
tower on
the...
118.0, Skyways 4003.
And I'm gonna add actually the gear down as well, just to make sure. We're gonna zoom in quite a bit. And I am actually gonna... let me see what we wanna put this to. We can have this go down to 600. We're a bit high still, so we'll slowly decrease. But we are landing. I'm talking about that, maybe we should say something to our crew.
Contact tower on 118.0, Skyways 4003.
The weather is... I hate when we can't see the altimeter. 1025. And now I just need to make sure I am on point with this all. Will really decrease our descent rate. We'll have a look at the tower. So 118. And it's so slow to do it like that. I can't even believe it. 118.0.
Contact tower on 118.0, Skyways 4003.
Okay, there we go.
Tower Skyways 4003 inbound for RNAV approach runway 35.
I'm going to flaps full. We'll need to add more speed in order to do that. Do we want to have this available? No, I'm just going to get confused by that, unfortunately. I'm not good enough yet to do that. Let's increase the thrust. Let's have a look again. We are descending relatively well. We can probably do 0.6. No, we don't want to do 0.7 at least. We're at 140, right? That should give us the kind of right glide path. Interesting that this one can't do RNAV. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you don't have the VNAV, what is going to give you the... Doesn't it have like an advisory VNAV? Could you do it with the speed control setting maybe? Okay, just me thinking. Let me just put this... God, there's many views. Jesus Christ, what a... Who the hell came up with this idea? Okay, well, this should be good. Trim looks fine, so we shouldn't be in any issue because of that. 1000 for better or worse. Still descending here in the clouds. Skyways 4003 established on final. Did it take that? No, or it took it, but it didn't really acknowledge it. Basically, it didn't care. Okay, let's see. Is it looking good? Is it looking good? We are at 700. We are at 700. Come on. Runway in sight. This should be good. We're a bit low, but it should be fine. How was the speed? 127, 125, around that. So we can still continue. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. 300. Yes, we know. I acknowledge minimum. Yes. 200. Yeah, a lot of minimums. Let's see. Coming down. There we go. Applying some thrust reversers. Sounds good at least. I'll brake a bit as well. Let's take the exit here to the right. Did we even use the spoilers? Probably could have, but I didn't.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. You may now make and receive calls and use all data services on your handheld electronic devices. When leaving your seats, take care opening the overhead lockers as items may have moved and can fall out and cause injury. Before leaving the aircraft, please make sure you have all your personal belongings with you, and remember that smoking is not allowed until you've reached the designated area.
Perfect. Very good. Very good. Landing lights off. Starting our lovely APU. In terms of landing rate, it says minus 183. Great to have a landing rate back and great to be able to fly. Now I don't have to do the cargo ones as much. But I think you can do even cargo with this one, which is great, right? I think you get an option, right? So you don't get all those callouts. I mean, Pack X has so much to learn. Let me see. Oh, now we turned crazy much. Look at those. I was gonna point out though that grass looks a bit funny. I guess I know why they have done it like that, because from here it doesn't look so bad, right? It kind of makes sense. I mean, this is a bit how grass looks. It's a bit here and there, especially if it's not been cared for enough. Let's see then. UK. We are in post-flight taxi, which is good. And we are coming into the taxi stands. Let me just check quickly. Do we have any good ones here? God, I can't zoom further. I wish I could have checked a bit sooner maybe. Oh no, now I almost changed the position again. I hate when that's the case. 64, 63, 62 maybe. 62 could be one. So if we're doing this one, and then 62, no follow me requested, we can have Portway handling it. We don't need the nav or the alt, we can close the flight directors, we can shut down that and put the The TCAS in standby. I'm gonna shut down Pack X since it seems to have given up on us. And I'm gonna turn in here. I'm also checking that our recording looks fine, which it does. It's been a long one. This will be one of my longest videos. Almost 3 hours, right? It takes time to do the pre-flight and stuff. Okay. Let's get on to where we should be. Yeah. Is it better now? We're right on the line though, man. I feel like you're being a bit yeah, I'm not gonna go further than this. I'm sorry, GSX. But this will have to do. Yes, we shouldn't have kept on the lights. Shutting engine 2. Shutting engine 1. And I don't know if this will make any difference, but let's open these. We can do the D-plane of the passengers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the doors have now opened and we are ready to disembark the aircraft. Once again, thank you for flying with us today and hope to see you in our future flights.
Now it's a bit slower. So it was me who put it on like the fastest speed, which screwed it up a bit. But yeah, basically now and then with GSX they would be deboarding. Post-flight on the blocks. Is there anything in particular I need to do? I've shut both engines. I guess it's just to stop the recording. Not the video recording that we are doing, but the Fly UK Skytrack one. A complete flight has detected. Would like to file a pirate. There's a pirate. Your pirate has been filed. Thank you for flying today. So now I think we only have about 1, maybe 2 flights left, and then we'll be flying the more basic ones, right? A320. But I'm really hoping to be able to do some ortho and do a lot of like MD-88 ops maybe. Well, let's see. I always say that with the MD-80 and then I never fly it enough. Let's see. 17 packs are out. And you can see it. I'm gonna show you. It's like this deboarding your airplane. I just wish we could hear the music. But as you can hear, it's quite loud. I thought I'd been able to decrease the views. Let me see here. Quick settings, audio. With some ambience you can. Let's close. We don't need those armed. And I'm gonna show the replay. I'm actually gonna do the replay, and I think the best way to do that is by, because I need to close all these doors, otherwise it will look a bit silly. And then I can close everything there, and I'll have a look here at this one. So we still have 15 passengers on board. But I mean, look at these names. Nea Illa, Jaska Saali, Jonas Kempainen, Hanna Muka, Pia Sumiala, Aira Suominen. It's like Marjorie Wadlington. Well, that finished. Manu Lim, Maria Hidalgo, Carmine. Okay, now there were some other ones, but a lot of Finnish ones. Or maybe it's popular to travel from Birmingham down to Porto. And I must say, MK Studios is, I would say, kind of similar to Just Sim, but just a tad bit better. I feel like they just make it feel a bit better, but I'm not gonna say they're like amazing in any sense. Oh, and now I realize you can just press stop and then the boarding audio will stop. So that's pretty nice. So I'm just gonna check now because I want to show you. So we're deboarding the plane. 4 packs still on board. 3 packs still on board. Someone is somewhere where I can't see. 2. 1. The last one is Michael Buchner, 14 years old, traveling alone it seems. And then I guess the deboarding is done. What do you do then? How do you close packs in? Yes. And then I guess that's it. I have to have a look if there's a log or something. But yeah, let's have a look at the replay. Sorry for that, that took a bit of time. We need to probably go back like 700 seconds. Well, this is not how it looked when we were flying down, to be perfectly honest. It looked, I would say, a bit more foggy. See, it has to load a bit the photo reel, get it a bit sharper. I think this is 15 or 14. I think a lot of this is 14, which is pretty good, I would say, because it's not, doesn't have to be too much clearer. But something's telling me that, I'm not sure, explain. I don't know, maybe just the file size that just is bigger, right? And look at these containers here. Jesus Christ, they must come from the harbor, right? And then they stack them here. But yeah, in terms of the approach itself, I thought it was pretty okay. We were a bit low, to be frank, but we didn't go below our minimums. And I think the landing, we went a bit too long, just to kind of butter that. But we managed to land relatively nicely. No visual kind of things to see. So yeah, overall a good flight. Hopefully you enjoyed this super long video. If you have any questions or comments, see if like that. Start it up again. But yeah, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And otherwise, until next time, bye bye.